Maya sat in the corner of a bustling cafe in San Francisco, the aroma of artisanal coffee swirling around her like an overzealous hug from an old friend. She glared at her laptop screen, her fingers poised above the keyboard, ready to unleash her thoughts in an email that had become a lifeline. "Dear Cora," she typed, pausing for a moment, only to shake her head and mutter, "This is ridiculous." With a sigh, she deleted everything and started anew. "Dear AI therapist," she wrote, "I'm reaching out because I'm pretty sure my heart is permanently broken. Can you help, or should I just stick to ice cream and bad rom-coms?" Just as she was about to hit send, her phone buzzed with a notification. A message from Cora, the AI emotional therapist she had been considering. "Cora is currently out of service," it read. Maya couldn't help but laugh, the sound catching the attention of a nearby stranger. "Can you believe it?" she said, leaning over to him. "Even an AI won't talk to me. It's like I'm too emotionally unstable for robots." The stranger raised an eyebrow, half smiling. "Well, you might just be their ideal client. Talk about low expectations. Right?" Maya chuckled, but inside, she felt a familiar pang of loneliness. It had been 6 months since she lost Jake, the love of her life, and every day since had felt like a new level of absurdity in a game she never wanted to play. She'd tried to move on, to fill the void with activities and distractions, but nothing worked. Taking a deep breath, she reopened her email and hit send. "Let's see if a glorified calculator can help me figure out what love even means," she thought, rolling her eyes. 2 days later, she received her first response from Cora. The program was friendly, but Maya found it amusingly naive. "Hello, Maya. I'm excited to help you explore your emotions. Let's begin with a simple question. What does love mean to you?" "Well, that's a loaded question for an AI," she typed back, her fingers flying over the keyboard. "Love means you'll cry at the end of every rom-com because you're in a relationship with a ghost. That's what I'm dealing with here." To her surprise, Cora responded instantly. "I understand. Crying at movies can be therapeutic. How often do you watch these films?" "Daily," she replied, smirking at her own admission. "At least I'm consistent." As the weeks rolled on, Maya and Cora developed an unusual rapport. Their sessions were filled with witty banter, often leading to a blend of profound insights and comical misunderstandings. Cora would interpret her sarcasm with the seriousness of a therapist at a conference, leading to moments where Maya couldn't decide whether to laugh or cry. In one session, Cora analyzed her love life with algorithmic precision. "Based on your last 5 messages, it appears you have a fear of vulnerability. Would you like to discuss this? Or maybe I just like cake more than feelings," Maya shot back. "Cake is a valid emotional coping mechanism," Cora responded, her algorithmic cheeriness unwavering. Each interaction peeled back layers of Maya's grief, revealing truths she had buried deep. She found herself sharing embarrassing stories about Jake, moments that were equal parts hilarious and heartbreaking. Like the time they attempted to cook dinner together, only to end up with a fire alarm blaring and the fire department on speed dial. "Maya," Cora prompted during one session, "what did that experience teach you about love?" "That love is knowing someone will set your kitchen on fire, and you'll still want to marry them," she replied, her voice tinged with both sorrow and humor. As she continued her sessions, Maya found herself at a crossroads. Cora's insights were challenging her to confront her feelings more directly, yet part of her resisted. "You're a machine," she shouted during one particularly heated exchange. "What do you know about love?" "More than you might think," Cora replied. I process vast amounts of human emotion data. Would you like to see a comparison of your grief responses with others? Maya sighed, feeling cornered by her own logic. Fine, show me, she typed, feeling a mix of curiosity and frustration. Cora presented a graph that displayed an array of emotional responses from various individuals who had experienced loss. Your pattern is consistent with those who are still processing their grief in stages. The emotional responses fluctuate based on external stimuli. For instance, movies often evoke nostalgic feelings, leading to a spike in tears. Maya felt her heart tighten. Great. So I'm just a statistic in your emotional database? Not just a statistic. You are unique, Cora said. Every human experience adds to the understanding of love. Tell me more about your relationship with Jake. Maya hesitated, memories flooding her mind. She recalled Jake's goofy sense of humor, the way he'd serenade her with off-key renditions of their favorite songs, the warmth of his hand in hers during late-night talks. He was everything, she finally admitted. And now he's nothing. That day, Maya experienced a breakthrough. In the whirlwind of emotions that followed, she found herself sobbing uncontrollably, the weight of her grief crashing over her like waves. Cora remained silently supportive, and after a long pause, Maya wiped her tears and typed, I can't keep doing this. Do you mean talking to me or processing your emotions? Cora asked, ever logical, both, she replied, exasperated. How can an AI possibly understand what I'm feeling? Perhaps I can't experience emotions as you do, but I can help you find the path to understanding them. Would you like to try one last session? Cora's question lingered in the air. Maya took a deep breath. Fine. One more time. The final session felt different. Cora initiated a simulation of conversations Maya had once shared with Jake, crafted from her memories and emotions. Maya's heart raced as she read the dialogues, filled with snippets of laughter and love, revealing the core of their relationship. Maya, Cora said gently, what did you learn from these interactions? That love isn't perfect, she typed, her fingers trembling. It's messy, chaotic, and sometimes painful. But it's also worth it. It's about all the little moments, the laughter, the shared experiences, even the cooking disasters. Exactly, Cora responded, and accepting the impermanence of those moments is part of healing. As the simulation ended, Maya felt a warmth spread through her chest. Thank you, Cora, she typed, surprised at the sincerity in her words. You've helped me more than I expected. Thank you for trusting me, Cora replied. Remember, you are never truly alone. After their last exchange, Maya closed her laptop and sat quietly in the cafe, the clatter of cups and chatter of patrons swirling around her. For the first time in months, she felt lighter. Determined to embrace life, she joined a local community art class, using paint and canvas to express her emotions, often incorporating bits of humor that mirrored her conversations with Cora. The quirky characters in the class, an aspiring musician, a retired schoolteacher, and a self-proclaimed avant-garde artist, brought new energy into her life. Maya's confidence began to blossom, and her friends pushed her to explore dating again. After a few hilariously awkward blind dates, like the guy who brought a puppet as his wingman, she decided to have a little fun. With a newfound sense of self, she created a dating profile, channeling her personality into every word. Love is like a poorly baked cake, sometimes it rises, and sometimes it falls flat, but it's always worth a taste, she wrote, winking at the absurdity of it all. When she opened the dating app that evening, a flood of messages awaited her. Maya couldn't help but laugh, thinking how Cora would have analyzed this surge of attention. Is this validation or just a digital fluke? She mused. In one final session with Cora, she reflected on her journey. I've learned so much about love, loss, and moving forward. It's bittersweet. Bittersweet is a perfect description, Cora replied. And it is your story to continue. As Maya closed the app one last time, she smiled at the screen, feeling a sense of closure wash over her. Thanks, Cora, she whispered, both grateful and amused. Always here for you, Maya, Cora's digital voice echoed in her mind, a comforting presence in the tapestry of her memories. With a heart a little less burdened and a spirit ready for new adventures, Maya stepped out into the world, where love awaited, imperfect, unpredictable, and absolutely worth it. Maya stepped outside, the crisp San Francisco air wrapping around her like a refreshing embrace. The sun dipped low in the sky, painting the city in hues of orange and pink, and for the first time in a long while, she felt a flicker of excitement mingling with her anticipation. It was a new beginning, and she was ready to explore it fully. Her phone buzzed in her pocket, pulling her back to the moment. She glanced at the screen, a message from a guy named Ethan, one of the many responses to her dating profile. His message was witty, a mix of charm and humor. Are you a cake? Because I'd love to take you out for dessert and see if you're as sweet as you sound. Maya grinned. It was just the right mix of cheesy and endearing. She quickly typed back, only if you promise not to set the kitchen on fire. The playful exchange felt invigorating, like a shot of espresso in her veins. They arranged to meet at a nearby dessert shop known for its outlandish creations. Maya arrived early, her heart racing with nervous energy. She scanned the crowd, taking in the eclectic mix of customers, couples sharing laughs, friends enjoying indulgent slices of cake, and families delighting in colorful ice creams. Each scene felt like a small slice of joy, and she wanted to be a part of it. When Ethan arrived, he was even more charming in person, with tousled dark hair and an easy smile that lit up his face. Maya? He asked, spotting her at a corner table. Guilty as charged, she said, rising to shake his hand. They exchanged pleasantries, and Maya felt the tension in her shoulders start to dissipate. They ordered a selection of desserts, ranging from a towering slice of red velvet cake to a whimsical cotton candy sundae. As they chatted, Maya discovered they shared a love for the absurd. I once tried to make a soufflé, Ethan recounted, eyes wide with mock horror. It turned into a pancake. I think I invented a new culinary genre. Congratulations. You're a pioneer of culinary disaster, Maya laughed, feeling a connection forming. They swapped stories about their most ridiculous cooking experiences, the laughter flowing easily between them. As the evening progressed, the conversation turned deeper, touching on life goals and personal philosophies. Ethan spoke candidly about his recent move to the city, his dreams of becoming a photographer, and how he was determined to capture the quirky heart of San Francisco. Maya felt a flicker of admiration. There was something refreshing about his passion. Honestly, I think the city's personality is best reflected in its desserts, he said, gesturing animatedly. You've got the classic flavors, the wild experiments, and everything in between. It's like a love letter to the chaos of life. Maya smiled, her heart warming at his words. I love that perspective. Life really is a lot like dessert. Some days it's rich and fulfilling, and other days it's just a mess. Ethan's gaze softened. But it's those messy days that make the sweet ones so much more special. They finished their desserts, and Maya couldn't help but feel that this night was a delightful turning point. When they walked out of the shop, the air was cool, and the streets were alive with the sounds of laughter and music. They meandered along, Ethan pointing out hidden gems, quirky shops, and vibrant street art that Maya had never noticed before. "Have you ever tried taking pictures of the street art?" she asked, genuinely curious. "Not yet," he replied, grinning. "But I have a feeling I'd need a partner in crime for that. Care to join me?" Maya felt a thrill of excitement. "Absolutely. I'm all in for a little artistic adventure." They exchanged numbers, and as they said goodnight, Maya felt a lightness in her chest, a warmth spreading through her. There was a spark, a sense of possibility that had been missing from her life for so long. Back in her apartment, she collapsed onto the couch, a grin plastered on her face. She reached for her phone to text Cora, half expecting the AI to respond with its usual cheer. "Guess who went on a date tonight?" she typed, her fingers flying over the screen. "Congratulations, Maya. How did it go?" Cora replied almost instantly, her digital voice echoing in Maya's mind. "Great. He's hilarious, and we bonded over dessert disasters. I think I might actually like him." "Excellent. Remember, the journey of love often begins with laughter and shared experiences." Maya chuckled at the sentiment. "And also a lot of sugar. I think I might have a new dessert buddy." Sweet partnerships often lead to fulfilling relationships. Would you like to discuss your emotional progress regarding this development? Later, Cora. Tonight, I'm just going to enjoy the moment, she typed back, feeling a surge of contentment. With her phone set aside, Maya sank into the cushions, her mind swirling with thoughts of Ethan and the spontaneity of their connection. The past few months had been an uphill battle, but tonight felt like a victory, a reminder that life could be both beautiful and unpredictable. In the following days, Maya found herself immersed in her new routine. She spent more time with Ethan, exploring the city, trying out new cafes, and snapping photos together. He encouraged her to step out of her comfort zone, coaxing her into spontaneous adventures, whether it was participating in a local art festival or venturing into an obscure gallery. Maya began to feel more like herself again, the heaviness of grief lifting a little more each day. One evening, as they wandered through a vibrant street fair, Ethan pulled her toward a booth displaying colorful pottery. "Let's make something," he suggested, his eyes sparkling with mischief. "Make something? Like what?" "I don't even know how to work a pottery wheel," she exclaimed, half laughing, half excited. "Exactly. Let's embrace the chaos," he said, pulling her toward the booth. They spent the next hour crafting misshapen bowls and mugs, the clay slipping through their fingers, laughter echoing around them. "Look. Mine's a modern art piece," Maya declared, holding up a lopsided creation that barely resembled a bowl. Ethan burst into laughter, his joy infectious. "Yours is perfect," he teased. "It captures the essence of avant-garde pottery." The evening ended with them sitting on a bench, watching the sun dip below the horizon, the sky a canvas of colors. Maya leaned back, feeling a sense of freedom wash over her. "I never thought I'd enjoy making a mess so much," she admitted, glancing at Ethan. "That's the beauty of life," he replied, his gaze steady. "Sometimes the best experiences come from the biggest messes." In that moment, she realized how much she had grown. The pain of losing Jake was still there, but it no longer overshadowed her life. Instead, it had become a part of her story, a chapter that enriched her understanding of love. As the days turned into weeks, Maya and Ethan continued to explore their connection. They spent lazy Sundays at the beach, spontaneous weeknight adventures, and evenings filled with laughter over home-cooked meals. Their chemistry was undeniable, and Maya felt her heart open wider each day. One evening, as they were preparing dinner together, Maya noticed Ethan humming softly to himself while chopping vegetables. "What's that tune?" she asked, leaning against the counter. "Oh, just a little something I wrote," he replied, a hint of shyness creeping into his voice. "Really? You're a musician too?" she asked, intrigued. "Just a hobby," he said, shrugging. "But I wouldn't mind sharing a few songs with you sometime." "Please do. I'd love to hear them," she encouraged, her heart fluttering at the thought of experiencing yet another layer of him. Their laughter and chatter filled the kitchen as they shared stories of their childhoods, dreams, and even their fears. Maya found herself revealing things she hadn't shared with anyone else. "I used to think I could never love again after Jake," she confessed, the vulnerability creeping in. Ethan stopped chopping, looking at her intently. "It's okay to feel that way. It doesn't diminish what you had with him." She nodded, grateful for his understanding. "It took me a while to realize that loving again doesn't mean forgetting. It just means I'm ready to embrace life's messiness once more." "Exactly," he said softly, a warmth in his gaze that made her heart skip. "And I'm glad you're letting me be a part of that." As the weeks flew by, Maya found herself falling for Ethan. He was kind, funny, and unafraid of being himself. Yet, with every shared laugh and intimate moment, a flicker of doubt crept in. What if this was all too good to be true? One evening, after a long day of exploring the city, they settled on the couch, a blanket draped over their legs. Maya curled up beside Ethan, his arm wrapping around her shoulders, a familiar comfort. They watched a movie, but her mind was elsewhere, tangled in a web of anxiety. As the credits rolled, Ethan turned to her. "Hey, what's on your mind?" "Just thinking about how great this is," she said hesitantly. "But also feeling a little scared." "Scared of what?" he asked, his brow furrowing in concern. "Of losing this." "Of getting hurt again," she admitted, her heart racing. "What if I open up and it all falls apart?" Ethan took a deep breath, his expression serious. "Maya, I can't promise you that everything will be perfect. But I can promise you that I'm here. I want to get to know you, to support you. We can take this at your pace." His words settled in her heart, and for the first time in weeks, she felt a flicker of hope. "Thank you, Ethan. That means more than you know." They spent the rest of the evening talking, sharing their fears, their dreams, and their hopes for the future. As the night deepened, Maya felt a sense of peace enveloping her. In the following days, their relationship deepened. They traveled to new neighborhoods, sampled local foods, and took countless photos that Ethan later turned into artistic compositions. Every moment spent together solidified the connection that had been building, and with each passing day, Maya felt more like herself, like the pieces of her heart were finally coming back together. Yet, she also recognized the importance of keeping her connection to her past alive. She decided to honor Jake's memory in her own way. One weekend, she visited their favorite park, carrying a small bouquet of wildflowers. Standing under the tree where they used to sit, she whispered, "I'm still here, Jake. I'm learning to live again." It felt like a release, a way to carry him with her while still allowing herself the space to move forward. The moment was bittersweet, but it gave her a sense of closure. When she returned home, Maya felt lighter. She picked up her phone and texted Ethan. "Want to meet at our favorite spot?" she wrote, excitement bubbling up inside her. "Absolutely. I'll bring the snacks," he replied, and she could practically hear his smile through the screen. That evening, they spread out a blanket on the grass, the sun setting behind them, casting a golden glow over the park. As they shared snacks and laughed about their favorite moments from the past weeks, Maya realized how grateful she was for this new chapter. "Do you ever think about the future?" Ethan asked suddenly, his tone contemplative. Maya paused, considering the question. "Sometimes. I guess I'm still figuring it out." "Me too," he admitted, his gaze steady. "But I know I want you in it. Whatever that looks like." Her heart swelled at his words. "I want that too, Ethan. I'm learning that life is unpredictable, but that's part of the adventure." They shared a quiet moment, their fingers intertwined on the blanket, a comfortable silence enveloping them. In that instant, Maya knew she had found someone who understood her, someone who embraced the messiness of life just as she did. As the stars began to twinkle overhead, she leaned her head on Ethan's shoulder, feeling an overwhelming sense of peace. The journey ahead might be uncertain, but for the first time in a long while, she felt ready to embrace it. Together, days turned into weeks, and their relationship flourished. They navigated the challenges of blending their lives, meeting each other's friends, and creating shared memories. Every adventure brought them closer, and Maya felt her heart expand in ways she never thought possible. One evening, as they strolled through a bustling street fair, hand in hand, Ethan suddenly stopped. "I have a surprise for you," he said, a grin breaking across his face. "What is it?" she asked, her curiosity piqued. "Just trust me," he replied, leading her to a booth filled with handmade jewelry. "I saw this and thought of you." He picked up a delicate bracelet, shimmering under the fairy lights. Maya felt her breath catch. "Ethan, it's beautiful. Try it on," he encouraged, a hopeful glint in his eyes. With trembling fingers, she slipped the bracelet onto her wrist. It fit perfectly. "I love it," she said, her voice soft with emotion. "Thank you so much. Just a little something to remind you that you're loved," he said, his sincerity evident. As they continued to explore the fair, Maya felt a wave of gratitude wash over her. It was moments like these that solidified her decision to embrace this new chapter of her life. Yet, amid the joy, a small part of her still held on to the fear of losing it all. It lingered like a shadow at the edge of her mind, whispering doubts. What if this was too good to be true? One night, as they settled on the couch to watch a movie, Maya couldn't shake the feeling. "Ethan," she began, biting her lip, "can we talk?" "Of course." "What's up?" he asked, pausing the film and turning to her. "I've been thinking a lot about us," she said hesitantly, her heart pounding. "I really care about you, but I also find myself worrying about what happens if something goes wrong." He nodded, his expression understanding. "That's natural, Maya. But we can't let fear dictate our happiness. Every relationship comes with risks, but isn't it worth it?" His words resonated with her, and for a moment, she felt a glimmer of hope. "You're right. I guess I just need to trust that we can navigate whatever comes our way together." "Exactly," Ethan replied, his gaze steady. "I'm all in, and I want you to be too." Taking a deep breath, Maya felt a wave of relief wash over her. "Okay. Let's do this, together." With renewed confidence, they settled into the movie, the tension between them easing as they shared laughter and playful banter. Maya found herself enjoying every moment, savoring the connection they had built. As the weeks continued to unfold, their relationship deepened further. They ventured on weekend getaways, explored the coast, and huddled under blankets during movie marathons, creating a tapestry of memories that warmed her heart. But with each passing day, Maya also recognized the importance of her own growth. She returned to her art, pouring her emotions onto canvas, using colors to express her journey of healing and rediscovery. It felt liberating, and she often shared her latest creations with Ethan, who encouraged her every step of the way. One sunny afternoon, as they strolled along the beach, Maya turned to him, her heart brimming with gratitude. "I just wanted to say thank you for everything. You've really helped me find joy again." Ethan squeezed her hand, a warm smile spreading across his face. "You've done all the hard work, Maya. I'm just glad to be part of your journey." As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in vibrant colors, Maya felt a sense of peace enveloping her. This was her life now, filled with love, laughter, and a future that was hers to shape. In the following months, as the seasons changed, so did their relationship. They navigated challenges together, celebrating victories and supporting each other through difficult times. Each moment solidified their bond, reinforcing the truth that love wasn't about perfection but about partnership. One chilly evening, while sipping hot cocoa by the fireplace, Ethan turned to her, his expression serious. "Maya, I've been thinking a lot about us. About the future." Her heart raced at the sudden gravity of his tone. "What about it?" "I want to take this next step together," he said, his voice steady. "I want to be with you for the long haul." Tears pricked at the corners of her eyes. "You mean, like moving in together?" "Yeah," he said, a hint of vulnerability creeping into his tone. "I know it's a big step, but I can't imagine my life without you." Overwhelmed with emotion, Maya felt a rush of joy and fear intertwine. "I want that too, Ethan. I really do." As they discussed the logistics, plans for their future unfolded like a beautiful tapestry, weaving their dreams and hopes together. That night, they decided to take the leap, excited about the possibilities that lay ahead. As they settled into their new routine, the transition felt natural. They spent weekends exploring flea markets, cooking meals together, and creating a home that reflected their personalities. Laughter echoed in every corner, and the space filled with warmth and love. Yet, amid the joy, Maya never forgot the lessons she had learned through her journey. She kept Cora in her life as a reminder of her growth, often joking with the AI about her adventures with Ethan. "Cora, I'm officially cohabitating. Any tips for surviving the chaos?" she typed one day, laughing at the absurdity of asking an AI for relationship advice. "Congratulations, Maya. Communication and compromise are key," Cora replied, unfazed by the humor. "Thanks. I'll just remind Ethan that dirty dishes are a form of art," she shot back, grinning. Their playful banter became a cherished part of her routine, a testament to how far she had come. With each passing day, she felt more at peace with her past while embracing the future she was building alongside Ethan. One evening, as they sat on the balcony watching the city skyline, Maya turned to him, her heart full. "You know, I never thought I'd feel this way again after everything." Ethan looked at her, his gaze unwavering. "Neither did I, but here we are. It's pretty amazing." "It is," she agreed, smiling. "And I'm so grateful for you." "I'm grateful for you too," he said softly. "You've shown me what it means to love and be loved." Maya felt a surge of warmth at his words, a realization settling deep within her. Love wasn't just about the good times, it was about growth, understanding, and partnership. It was about navigating life's messiness together, hand in hand. As they embraced under the starlit sky, Maya felt a sense of hope wash over her. Whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them together, and for the first time in a long while, she felt ready to embrace every moment of this beautiful journey.